Hi, my name is Dave Clark. Today we're bringing family history to life through the stories we can tell. Now, I assume that most or all of you here today have an interest in your family's history and genealogy. You likely have traced some or all of your family tree and have some artifacts, some pictures, some records, some family heirlooms that help remind you of those stories. Now, here are a few other photos from our family album. My parents' wedding picture here is on the right. And on the top left, I'm pumping gas on a trip to the Western States back in 1970. But on the bottom left here, what could be said about this? If you came across this in someone's photo album, would it mean anything to you? We've all heard the adage, a picture is worth 1,000 words. You know, that's the idea that a complex idea can be conveyed with just a single still image. Would you have thought, though, that this picture is worth 1,000 words if I don't tell you what's in it or what it's about? You know, perhaps there are images that are so evocative that they stand on their own without the need for description. So images of famous paintings and famous buildings might stand on their own without explanation, but when dealing with something a little more obscure, like this photo of our family album, well, what was missing is context. We may never be able to find words that will accurately encompass the actual events, the people, the places we see in an image, a document, or an object. And it is my contention that without the context, an image can be misleading or impossible to interpret. In fact, more often than not, for full understanding, a picture needs 1,000 words. Without the story behind the image, there cannot be any proper understanding. Now, here's a 1928 Chicago Daily News photo of men engaged in a historic event. They're widening Jackson Boulevard in downtown Chicago on the near west side, so it could better handle traffic from what would become the most famous highway in the world, Route 66. These men and thousands more like them all set the stage for the automobile era with the work they did. Their work would create a corridor of transportation, commerce, and culture that would revolutionize the way the nation and the world moved from place to place. Through their sweat and muscle, these men who worked long hours for little pay, who went home each night tired and aching from another long day. These men were part of one of the country's most enduring cultural symbols, the myth of the American open road. So were their stories ever told? We may never know. Perhaps they or their family members wrote down some details of their lives, but if they did not, then their stories, their individual detailed stories, are likely lost forever. This man was watching the photographer snap the picture. And thus, this man now looks directly into the heart of all of us, looking at the photo. Now and forever, he's looking at us. He's looking at you as if to say, if you do not tell your family's story, who will? Well, the answer is, of course, you. You cannot expect anyone else to do it. You are the ones interested enough to come here. Your uncle won't. Your aunt won't. Your brother or sister won't. Your second cousin twice removed will not. It is you and only you. If you can recruit some help along the way, great. But you have to do this. You have to tell the stories or they will not be told. But don't panic. You can do this. There is no reason to run screaming away from the idea of writing your family history. Not only do you have to do it, you can do it. It does not have to be difficult. You just take it easy, do a little something, and feel good about your accomplishment. Now, if you're most comfortable writing out your notes about family anecdotes and remembrances in longhand, then do it. Here are some notes written by my Aunt Bernice some years ago. And because she took the time to do this, these family stories are now preserved. And even if this is all you do, it's a valuable asset to your family. Just make sure to let them know that you have made the journal. The value of the written record increases as others in your family are aware of it. Simple notes can help too. So when you have an item like a picture, like me pumping gas back in 1970, well, my mom did me a favor with a little note on the back that tells me 1970 Western trip. So at least that gives me some context, the idea of what it was for. Now keep in mind that even if all you do is keep a journal of your own life, you are recording your part of the family history. Don't discount the importance of a diary, of making a record, even of the most seemingly mundane things in your daily activities. Keep in mind that no one's story is mundane or ordinary. Historians have learned much about the past, right? Reading housewives' accounts of how many eggs they cracked to keep their family fed back in the 1950s, or how many hours a laborer worked to make his wage, how long a family saved to buy their first Model T. So if nothing else, write down the story of your own life, and please do record the stories you know about your family. Because if you do not do it, who will?
So join me in bringing family history to life through the stories we could tell. For more information, go to Windy City Road Warrior, click on upcoming events or presentations, or you can email me at dave@windycityroadwarrior.com.